and welcome back to All About Health. Today we are doing episode 6, which is going to be about all of the things that I have done and my family and I have done since living in British Columbia since May 2022. We've been in here for 6 months now, and we've done a lot of things since we've gotten here, and so I thought I would go through all of the awesome adventures that we've gone up to and just saying if I would recommend doing these things or maybe not. And also remember that just because maybe some of those things weren't my favorite, or maybe they were things that I really enjoyed, maybe they are something that you wouldn't enjoy, or maybe you would really love it. So don't take my word like as this is good and this is bad, but this is just my experience with everything that I've done. Before we get into that though, we have our segments to do. So first of all, segment is what was my favorite recipe of the week. This is something I do every single week, and I like to share either a recipe or a food or a meal idea. And this week is actually a meal / recipe that I made for lunch this week, and it was soybean noodles in like a peanut lime soy sauce. So what it was I got some soybean noodles from the Asian supermarket, and then I boiled those up, and then while those were boiling, I was making like a sauce. So I had some powdered peanut butter, lime juice, soy sauce, I think like some garlic, like basic peanut sauce ingredients, and then I mixed that in with the noodles. I added some peanuts on top, I added some spinach in there for some extra greens, and it was just so delicious. Like, I love Thai food, peanut sauces, like that type of thing, so I really enjoyed that. And then my second segment of the week is what my favorite thing was that I watched this week. So that can be a movie or a show. I might even start doing that could include podcasts, because I also do listen to a lot of podcasts, but for now it's just going to be what I've watched. And my favorite thing that I watched this week was a movie called Into the Woods, and we actually watched this last night. It's on Disney Plus, and there's some big names in the movie. There's like Meryl Streep, James Corden, Emily Blunt, Chris Pine, Anna Kendrick, and again, it's a Disney movie. It's kind of really cool. Apparently it's based off of a musical, which I've not seen the musical, but it's kind of like the collaboration of 4 different stories. There's like Rapunzel, and then there was Jack and the Beanstalk, and then there were 2 other ones. I don't remember what they are right now, but it was a really good movie. It was a musical, so just know there's a lot of singing in it, so if that's not your thing, then maybe you wouldn't really enjoy it, but I love musicals, so I really enjoyed that movie. Again, it's called Into the Woods, and it's on Disney Plus. Okay. So now we're going to get into the episode for today, and that is all of the things that I've done in BC since we've gotten here, and if I enjoyed them, what my thoughts were, reviews, and this is going to be like stores, restaurants, hikes, just different places that we've gone to. And I have them all written down here in different categories almost, because there are different areas of BC that we've been. So I'm going to start off with just Vancouver, because that's kind of like where we're close to. We live in North Vancouver, so this stuff that we've kind of done is close to there. So first of all, this is one of the first things that we did when we got here is went to Honolulu Coffee Company. They have 3 different locations in Vancouver, and so it was really cool because when we got here to BC, I was looking up, we had just came from Hawaii, and so I was looking up different restaurants and places that we should try while we're here, and I found that there was 2, at the time there were 2, there are now 3 Honolulu Coffee Company locations in Vancouver, which was so cool because when we were in Hawaii, we went to Honolulu Coffee Company all the time, and so I was really excited to go here, and they had delicious acai bowls, they had different coffee, pastries, it was just beautiful and definitely had the Hawaiian vibe. So if you like Hawaii and you like coffee and you live in Vancouver or you're visiting, definitely check out Honolulu Coffee Company. Next one, these are not in order that we did, these are just things that I remembered. The next one is called the Bloedel Conservatory, and this was like a little hike in, and then there was this beautiful conservatory of birds, and you could just see the birds and the plants, and it was beautiful. It wasn't anything like super special, but it was a nice activity to do. Next is going to be the Cat Cafe, which I believe is called Catfe, and we actually did this recently. This was so fun. I really enjoyed it. It was like, you could obviously get coffee, or I think they had like ice cream, and they had like baked goods, and you could just go in and play with the cats while you had your coffee. We didn't get any coffee or food or anything. We were mostly there just for the cats. But yeah, that was so fun. If you are a cat person, definitely check that out. And again, it's in the Vancouver area. Next, kind of along the same lines, is the Bunny Cafe. So it's pretty much the same thing as the Cat Cafe, but with bunnies instead. And the bunnies were so cute. I think there were like 18 of them there, and they were just so soft and sweet. And so if, again, you like bunnies, then I definitely recommend doing that. And I believe that they're owned by the same company or like the same people, so they both are amazing. And you can also adopt the bunnies or cats if you wanted to. We are not adopting any right now, but that's a good place to go if you're looking. Next is something that we did when we first got here, and that is the Lynn Valley Suspension Bridge. So it's like a little hike, walk in the forest, and then you get to the suspension bridge, and suspension bridges are just so beautiful, and there's so many of them here. The amazing thing about all of the hikes, or at least all of them that we've been to here in BC, is that they're all free. Like, you don't have to pay for any of them, which is amazing, and they're just so beautiful. So Lynn Valley Suspension Bridge was definitely very nice, and I do recommend that. Next is a little place called Deep Cove, and this is near North Vancouver. There's like a little main street. There's like little restaurants and stores and a candy shop and a gelato place, and it's just really cute. It's right on the water. It's a great place to go. We even went there one day and like hung out near the beach. It's not sandy beach, it's more of like a rocky beach, but it was very nice and relaxing, and it was a beautiful sunny day when we went. And again, they've got like cute little shops and stuff, so I definitely recommend, if you like going to like little towns and downtown areas, definitely check out Deep Cove. Next is the Park and Tilford Gardens. So there's this little area near where we live called Park and Tilford, and it's actually like a little like plaza. So there's like a coffee shop there. I believe there's like a grocery store. Like, it's one of those little things. And in that area, they have a little garden, and you can just go in and walk, and they have like these beautiful plants everywhere. And so if you're in that area, I would say if you're going to Deep Cove, stop at Park and Tilford Gardens, because it's pretty much on your way. Next is the Moon and Back Gallery, and I don't remember where this is exactly, but it is near Vancouver, and it's like this place that you can go and just get like really cool pictures. They have like a bunch of different backgrounds and props and these different rooms that you can go in and get some amazing pictures at, and there's just different setups, and I definitely recommend that if you're looking to get some cool pictures or Instagram content. It's a very cool place to go. Next is the Vancouver Zoo. So I would say that there was nothing really super special about this zoo. Like, it's pretty much just a basic zoo. But if you like zoos, then that's a good one to go to. Okay, so that is everything for like, oh, there's one more actually. And it is called the Bricks and Mortar Restaurant, and it's B-R-I-X is how you spell the bricks. And this place is where we went to for my birthday dinner, my 19th birthday dinner. And I think my mom chose this one. It was a nice fancy restaurant. We all dressed up for it. It was pretty good. They had some good vegan options. I think I got like a chickpea, I don't remember what it was called, some sort of spicy chickpea dish, and it was good. So if you're looking for something that has plant-based options, that restaurant was a great choice. And then a few other restaurants that we went to in Vancouver, near Vancouver, around it. We went to Earl's and we went to Cactus Club. Both places were really good. There are lots of those like different locations in BC, so if you see one, I recommend it. Both places had good vegan options if that's what you're looking for. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to Squamish, which is a place about 45 minutes away from North Vancouver, and we went there 3 times. It's a beautiful little town. It's like, you know how I was talking about Deep Cove earlier, is like that got that main street, really cute area. It's kind of like that, but better, like I would say. They also do have gondolas there, and that was actually the first gondola that we did this summer, and it's called the Sea to Sky gondola, and it was so beautiful. Again, it was the first one that I did that we did as a family, and it was definitely very beautiful, and I definitely recommend going on that. And then for like the main street itself, some of my favorite shops and little places there, number one, or at least the things we did. Number one is Zephyr Cafe. So this place I think is like an all vegetarian cafe. And so they had like vegan chili and they had salads and they had sandwiches and wraps. And so we went there one day for lunch and I got some sort of salad, I think, and it was good. It was like a basic salad. Daisy got some sort of chili and she really enjoyed that. I also got a latte there. It was good. Overall, it was a nice spot. It wasn't anything special, but I think it was nice. Next is Pearl's Value Vintage. So this was actually a secondhand store that we went to in Squamish, and it was one of my favorite secondhand stores I've ever been to. There was just so many good things, like good quality things. They had a beautiful book section, really good clothes section. Everything seemed to be like in good condition as well, and it was very clean and organized, and there definitely were some gems there. I definitely liked the Pearl's Value Vintage thrift store. Along the same lines, something else that we tried in Squamish was a place called Two Chills Gelato. I believe that I got the coconut flavor. I do remember that they had multiple vegan options, which I really liked, and I got the coconut one. It was really good. If you liked coconut, you'd like that flavor. I just love gelato in general, so I was really happy to go to that place. Again, it's called Two, like the number 2, Chill Gelato. And then there's a place called Be Clean Naturally, and that was like one of those little like refillery, eco-friendly stores. Like they had soap bars and like all clean beauty and clean, what's it called? Like cleaning products and eco-friendly stuff. I really like it there. It smelled so nice. I love those types of stores. I got a mascara from there that was like vegan and it came in like a bamboo, tube, and I'm still using it. I love it. It works really, really well. So if you like those types of stores, definitely check out Be Clean Naturally in Squamish. And then the last one I'm going to talk about for Squamish is a place called Yoga Love Music and Meditation Boutique. So if you're into like crystals and rocks and manifestation and like tarot cards and all that stuff, then this store is for you. It's super cute there. They have tons of books on like just everything to do with spirituality, and it was a really beautiful store. They had like good scents in there, like aromatherapy things, and they had any rock and crystal you could imagine. It was a very beautiful store, and I definitely recommend it. And I believe it was right next to the Be Clean Naturally place, so if you wanted to go to both, you could. Okay. Next, I'm going to talk about Whistler. So we went to Whistler, I think it was in August. I don't really remember. But it was so beautiful there, and it was very similar to a place in Ontario called Blue Mountain. So it was like a village in Whistler, and it was really, really beautiful. And we stayed at a nice hotel there, and I think we were only there for like 1 or 2 days, but it was a really nice experience. So a few of the things that we did there that stuck out in my mind, number 1 is Hundo Peace Smoothie Bar. So I actually worked with this company on Instagram. I did a post for them, and they invited me to come and try their smoothies. And I was, at this point, I think this was in the summer, I was really into smoothies, and I had smoothies like every single morning. It's a little bit colder now, so I've not been having smoothies as often, but it was hotter at that point of the year. So I definitely was very into smoothies at that point, and they had such a good menu, and it was all plant-based, and they had an option to add protein powder to it, which I loved. And overall, it was a great little smoothie bar, and I would say it was pretty good priced as well, and the smoothies were delicious as well. So if you like smoothies and you're in Whistler, definitely check out Hundo Peace Smoothie Bar. Other things that were really nice, there was a rocks and gems store I really enjoyed. I remember there was like a billabong that my mom and sisters really enjoyed. We went to a restaurant. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like a Mexican restaurant there one day for lunch, and that was really nice. There was also a nice grocery store. I believe it was called the Fresh Street Market, and that one was really nice. Overall, it was a beautiful spot. There was a nice library, and just the walk around there was very nice. And again, there was a gondola that was in Whistler, and that was amazing. There was like, I think we did 2 or 3 that time. We also did a chairlift, but obviously we weren't skiing. Like, we were just there for the gondola and stuff, and that was such a cool experience. So definitely recommend all of those. And then next is Tofino. So we went to Tofino in June, and we stayed at a place called Pacific Sands, and it was very nice. It was right on the beach, on the water. And a few of my favorite places in Tofino, there was this cafe called Rhino Cafe in Tofino, and they had like a bunch of coffee drinks, and they had wraps, and they had donuts, and they had a candle, and they gave us coffee, and it was a really nice place. Their coffee was delicious. I definitely recommend Rhino Cafe. They also had some good vegan options, which I always appreciate. Then the Mermaid Tales bookstore, I got a journal there, and it was like I don't remember what, self-reflection journal, I think. And the books there were so beautiful. The vibe in that place was so nice. And this is all on like a main street, like how I was talking about Deep Cove and stuff like that. So this is all again on one main street in Tofino, and it was very beautiful. Then there was a place called Chocolate Tofino, and this was like an ice cream place, and it was amazing. Like, I would say that this is one of the best vegan gelato that I've had. Or wait, no, one of the best. And I got the chocolate, and then I think the other one was like a caramel or something like that. Both were delicious. They were both amazing. I actually may have had vlogs when we were in Tofino, so you can go back to the vlogs and watch me get that if you want for the whole experience. But Chocolate Tofino was amazing. Definitely recommend. There's a place called The Candy Jar, which was actually a candy store, but I didn't end up getting any candy there. They actually had an amazing selection of stickers. And if you didn't know, I collect stickers, so that was like, I think we spent like half an hour just looking through all the stickers that they had, and there were so many, and it was so fun. They were playing Mamma Mia music the whole time we were there. It was just such a vibe, and I loved it. And then the last one I'm going to mention in Tofino is a place called Gaia Grocery, and it's Gaia. It was like a health food store, grocery store. It was like, as a vegan person, it was kind of like vegan heaven. Like, they had so many cool things that I had never seen before. It was pretty expensive, so I didn't really buy much, but it was very nice, and it was very cute, and they had a good selection of things. Okay, so the last few things I'm going to mention are just random, like they're not all in the same place or anything. They're kind of all over BC, but you know, that's how it is. So Port Alberni is somewhere that we stopped, I believe, on the way to Tofino. It was on the way to somewhere else. I think it was Tofino. And we went to a restaurant called the Starboard Grill, and it was really nice because we sat outside and we were right next to the water, and I got like this zucchini bruschetta dish, and it was so good. Definitely recommend that. And then Fort Langley is a beautiful little town. They have like a bookstore there. They had a really good burrito place. I don't remember what it was called, but there was donkey in the name, and there was like few options for vegan burritos, and it was really good. There's a cute bookstore. I don't know if I said that yet or not. Super cute clothing stores, a rock and crystal store. Overall, Fort Langley is just so adorable. White Rock is another amazing one. There's so many ice cream and gelato places there. I actually have not gotten gelato from White Rock before, but there are many options. But we did go to a place called Islands Cafe in White Rock, and they had acai, and they had delicious coffee, and again, it was kind of like that Hawaii vibe. It was really nice. And then there also was the pier in White Rock, and that is really nice to go on, especially at the sunset time. Next place is Magnum headquarters. So if you didn't know, Magnum Nutraceuticals is actually based in BC. It's in Surrey. And so if you're a fan of Magnum Nutraceutical supplements, you can stop at the HQ and go and meet Marcus and the people behind all the supplements. So definitely recommend doing that. And then Plato's Closet in Abbotsford. This is one of my favorite places to get secondhand clothing. I buy most of my clothes secondhand, and Plato's Closet was definitely one of my favorite places to get it. They had great change rooms, a great selection of items, and it was like pretty reasonably priced as well. And then there was another store, I believe it was in Burnaby, and it's called the Main Exchange, another really cute secondhand store. The prices were a little bit more expensive, like on the higher side at this one, but the stuff was more high quality and more like higher brand names. But yeah, that one was really cute too. Another one in Burnaby is called Brown's Books. It's like this really cool bookstore. You just walk in and there's like 3 rooms and they're just all full of books. And there's any book you could ever imagine. It's just, you could spend hours in there looking through books. So that was really cool. And then the last one I'm going to mention is Amore Mio in Kelowna. I believe that's how you say it. So Daisy and I actually went and got coffee at this place one morning when we were in Kelowna. And then we also got gelato there one night. And that gelato was one of the best that I've ever had. So they had a vegan hazelnut flavor and it just was so good. Like, I can't even explain it. It was amazing. But they had tons of other flavors as well. So I definitely recommend going there. So that is pretty much it for this podcast today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that if you live in Vancouver or BC, or you're planning on visiting, that this video or podcast helped you and that you will be able to hopefully try out some of these places. And I'd love to know what places you recommend for us to go to in BC next, because we're only here for 1 more month. So if there's any last minute things you think we should try, please let me know. Please comment them down below. I will see you in the next pod. Bye!